Welcome to our new series, Your Life. Whose choice is it? In this new series, let's examine our life choices. What helps us choose, how we choose, and the unconscious biases that might influence our choices. The consciousness of choice. For the first time in history, we humans have more choice in our lives than we've ever had before. Whether in our careers, or our finances, or our health, or friendships. It is a fact that consciously or not, we are always choosing, even those times when we say that we have no choice. No choice is a choice we make. Everything in our life is a reflection of the choices we've made. Having said that, it's important to remember that there are no good or bad choices, no right or wrong choices, even though it may seem like that at times. But I know that every choice is an opportunity to learn, to do it differently the next time. So think about the next choice you make and enjoy listening.
Join spiritual psychologist and India's #1 biofeedback practitioner, Ritu Malhotra, as she guides you through the paths of self-discovery and personal transformation so that you can live in alignment with your values and purpose. This podcast is brought to you by Ajna Center for Learning. To know more about Ajna and connecting with the host, check out the links given in show notes. You are listening to the Cellular Alchemist Podcast, and here's your host, Ritu Malhotra.
Being in the growth zone. While doing some spring cleaning, I found a metal badge that I had bought as a child. It says, just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. So the butterfly is my inspirational creature. When I was in recovery and healing from a chronic ailment, my mentor suggested that I visit a butterfly garden every day for a while. And by luck, I happened to have one close to where I was staying. On my frequent visits, I began to notice the subtle signs of improvement within me. Not only that it was a meditative experience and that my observation skills got sharper, but more importantly, it was calming. It was calming to be surrounded by the colorful, beautiful beings, and I began to immerse myself in the quiet as I spent more and more time there. Yes, it was just what I needed at many levels. I began to search for the caterpillars then that had to be close by. And for the first time in my life, I focused on this process of this caterpillar emerging into something else. The transition a caterpillar makes before it becomes a butterfly is very interesting. Have you ever experienced this? It's a fascinating process. The caterpillar is always hungry. It seems to be eating and gorging on something constantly. It probably needs a lot of energy for the task ahead. Nevertheless, it's a slow exercise and you need patience. It could take weeks or longer. But what is very interesting is that it appears as though nothing is happening. The pupa is just hanging under a branch. It's probably hidden most times under leaves. You can, barely see it. And you'd think that there's not much action on the outside. But inside, there are big changes. legs and wings are being formed, and a great amount of energy is generated to give a lift to that magical creature that is to appear. When you look at the journey of a caterpillar and you ask yourself, does the caterpillar have a choice? In one way, yes, because it has chosen the path of change. And in another way, no, because they either transform or they die. There is no option. And I think it's the same for us. The caterpillar story applies to us humans definitely. I mean, we exist, we eat, we sleep, and we go about doing and taking care of business as we know best. We can make a life of consumption and myopically stay only with what is in front of us, possessing, consuming, day after day after day, without a larger view of the landscape that surrounds us. But here's the thing. It is an inbuilt part of the DNA of the caterpillar to become a butterfly. That is its purpose on this planet. Yet, unlike the caterpillar, we humans have a choice. We can stay a pupa or we can push forth and become a butterfly. Those of us who stay caterpillars, we experience hunger too, of course, like all of us. But they stay with the life they know, the comfortable and the safe life. I read these beautiful lines somewhere. I'm not sure who said them, but I picked them up from somewhere. It says, "How does one become a butterfly?" She asked. "You must want to fly so much that you're willing to give up being a caterpillar." And isn't that true? So true. The choice confronts us all. Should you continue as you are with the known, or should you choose to get uncomfortable in pursuit of the greater life? On one side, there's comfort and predictability. And on the other side, there is magnificent beauty and purpose and creation. The journey of transition may seem chaotic or strange to some, but to the person going through it, there is a knowing that this is how we grow. This is the growth zone. And this is how it worked for me too. This is how the trials and challenges I went through, which were daunting at first, they seemed to be pulling me towards the comfortable, and simultaneously there was a call to move ahead, go beyond. Something that constantly asked of me, do you feel this call? Yes, it was like a calling. Why was there this need to move? Why this need to go anywhere?